Bryson, you've just come off your first practice round. I'm just wondering how things are looking out there and what your first impressions are of Royal St George's.
Royal St. George's is an amazing golf course. The weather is beautiful today. Yesterday I played a little bit with Phil and a couple others. We had a great time out there. It's pretty interesting. There's a certain amount of holes that you can kind of go after it on, and there's a couple that you can't. You know, if you hit it in the rough and that hay, it's not easy to get out of. I hope I can hit it far enough to where I can wedge it out still onto the green if I get good enough lies. But there's certain lies out there. It's going to be a pitch back to the fairway, and that's included for everybody. If you're hitting it 300 off the tee and it goes into the hay, it's not easy to get to the green from there either. So I hope that the length will be a little bit of an advantage. I just have to drive it well. That's what I have to do this week, and the speed control on the greens is going to be huge. If I don't three-putt this week, I'll have a pretty good chance going into Sunday.
Great stuff, Bryson. Okay, we'll take the first question, Ewan.
Hi, Bryson. I don't mean to start on a negative, but your Open record on its own suggests that figuring out Lynx Golf or the Open Championship has been tricky for you.
For sure.
Is there any reason why that should be the case? Because your overall game seems to work in other environments.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I played well in the Walker Cup when it was here. I had the best. I played really great golf. Maybe the conditions, have been favorable when I played over in the Walker Cup, where I do pretty well with not as windy conditions and firmer ground and environments. The times I've played in the British Opens in the past, I think they've been a little wet and windy, and I usually struggle in that in general. So I think that hopefully if we get a little bit of a dry week and I can get the wind under control in my brain, hopefully I can have a good week. I love Lynx Golf. I've shot low numbers over here before, but it's about putting it together for 4 rounds and making sure that my game is pretty repeatable. Just like, I mean, the thing is like you can't miss it out here very often. If you do, you're in the hay, and it's not easy to get out of. So, this is really the first time I've taken my length to Lynx Golf, and we'll see how that plays. Maybe it plays out well, maybe it doesn't, and I'll continue to keep trying to figure it out. I look at Tiger and what he did back in the early 2000s, how he hit irons off every tee. I mean, that's definitely an interesting thought process as well that may come into play here soon, but there's too many places out here where covering some of those bunkers is a huge advantage no matter what. So that's kind of the game plan I'm going to take as of right now. Yeah.
Okay, the next question, John.
Bryson, I'm just kind of curious. Over the last few months, we've watched you launch a few drives into a few crowds, and you don't seem to shout 4. I'm just wondering why you don't.
I do shout 4. I don't know what you're talking about. There's plenty of people on the tee box that do shout 4. So, you're bringing up a very controversial thing, which is unfortunate, but 99% of the time I do, and unfortunately people think I don't, but that's okay. They can say whatever they want.
Okay, do we have any more questions in the room? Down here in the middle row.
Hi, Bryson. Sorry for bringing up this topic. It's just a new one for, obviously it's the first time you've been in the country for a while.
Yeah.
Brooks was in here earlier saying that he continued to feel you were fair game and that he was going to take his shots. I just wonder how you feel about this round now, because it seems to have become a bit of a pantomime.
I mean, he can say whatever he wants. I think he said something about lack of Liberty National not upholding something. I don't know what he's talking about in that regard. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I didn't. I really don't remember anything about that. We just had a conversation that, I really don't know what happened because we haven't really bantered back and forth until now. So it's like, why is that happening now? Anyway, besides that, I'm here to just play golf and focus on that. If we want to keep bantering back and forth, obviously being respectful and having, keeping lines where they aren't getting crossed. Yeah, I think it's fun, good environment for people out in golf.
Can I just quickly ask, is there a sort of more contrived element to this, the fact he's offering his fans free beer if they taunt you on the course?
I don't know. I mean, that's, again, probably more of a PGA Tour or I would say R&A, USGA issue than even me. I mean, I can't do anything about that. He can do whatever he wants.
Okay, the next question, Phil, middle row.
Yeah, Bryson, could you just give us any examples from today of sort of hitting it out of the hay, as you called it? Anything in particular where you...
15, you hit it left. I hit it left, and it was in some pretty thick stuff, and I tried to get a 7-iron out of it, and just I could barely get it out. So it's pretty diabolical. I think you just got to weigh the risk-reward in those situations. If you get a good lie, I'll be able to get it out of there up next to the green and hopefully save par. But the key is driving in the fairway this week. No matter what, you got to be in the fairway. If I get in there more times than not into the hay, probably not going to have a good chance this week. So I got to make sure the driver's well. But 15 was brutal. Even on 14, I just tried to chip it out of the left over the water. It was in the thick stuff, the hay, and just chipped it out with a 58 degree back into the fairway because there's nothing more you can do. Such a bad lie. So good test.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 further questions in here, and then we'll pass to Zoom. First on the right here, and then Bob at the front.
Bryson, apart from being the only a venue that's in the south of England, is there anything else that makes this one apart from the other venues that you've played in the Open?
Anything that is distinctly different is what you're trying to. Yeah. Well, it's a lot softer in the fairways this year. I feel like than in other British Opens that I've played in. Even at Portrush, when it was still raining, it was still running out quite a bit. From what I can remember, maybe I'm wrong in that, but it seems like the fairways are holding golf balls a lot better. Maybe that's just because it's early in the week, but that's what I can recognize right now that's a little bit different.
Okay, Bob.
Bryson, it's not really been your nature of late, but is there any place out there where you feel like you need to lay up or you might lay up off the tee, not hit driver? Yeah, 14. If the wind is into me, I'll definitely be laying up there. 5, the dogleg left, hitting a 4-iron off the tee. If I can't cover the 338 number, I think it is, then I'll be laying up there as well. 8, good example too. I'll try and lay up short of those right bunkers. Get myself a wedge into the green. So yeah, there's definitely still a lot of places. Number, 3, the 3. It's kind of over the big Himalayan, I think they call it the Himalayan bunker or something like that. I'm not sure. But again, hitting it over that part. I'm not going to be hitting drivers too tight up in that little corridor.
Okay, we're going to go to questions from the media joining online. Liv, if you want to go ahead.
Thanks, Stuart. And our first question is from Brian Kiowa. Brian? Nope. Okay, we'll move on to Mechanizaru.
Hey, thank you. It's Mark Cannizzaro from the New York Post. Sorry about that. It seems to be calling me on that. Bryson, I just had a question for you. Some players thrive on controversy and conflict and distractions and stuff like that and can perform on from that. How would you describe yourself as handling those kind of things? Obviously, Detroit, with the thing with Tim and stuff. I don't know how much that affected that week for you, but how do you describe yourself as a guy that handles those kind of outside things, influences?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's human. I'm definitely human. We all make mistakes and things happen, and we have emotion. And I think that sometimes people objectify us big players at the top of the game too much, and they don't realize that we are human and we make mistakes, and things happen. Somebody that thrives in controversy, I don't even think it's about that. I'm out here. Look, I never grew up to become famous. I grew up to play golf, and that's something that people I don't think realize, and it's difficult to truly understand unless you're in this environment. And sometimes you try and make the best of situations, and they don't necessarily look good or come out the right way, and that's life, unfortunately. And us as professionals, we have to be on top of it all the time, and unfortunately it just doesn't come out the right way sometimes, or happens the way you want it to, and we make mistakes. But at the end of the day, we have to move on and do the best we possibly can. And for me, I'm somebody that doesn't necessarily like controversy. I just like doing my own thing. Do I like showcasing something unique and different? Yeah, but I guess what comes with that is controversy, and that's something that I don't necessarily deal the best with sometimes, but at the end of the day, I try to do the best. I'm trying to become better at it.
The next question is from Ronan McNamara, please.
Hi, Bryson. Just going back to Kepka's comments about being sure that you won't be paired together in the Ryder Cup. Would you have any problem being paired with him in the Ryder Cup?
Oh, no.
Steve Stricker decided so.
No, not at all. I think it'd be kind of funny, actually. I'd love it. I think we do well, to be honest. It'd create a little interesting vibe for the team or for the guys we're playing against.
Thanks. And our next question is from Ian Slattery.
Hi, Brooks. Last week you played the match in Big Sky in Montana, and that was a bit of an idiosyncratic course. Did you feel that maybe on top of the fact that it was obviously charity and a bit of fun, that there was a little bit of preparation for links type course with the hills and the hilly greens and the slopey greens?
Yeah, it was, I wouldn't say it was great preparation for Lynx Golf, but we raised a lot of money for charity. I think we delivered 6.5 million meals, which was amazing. So we did a lot for charity, and I think that was more of the reason why I did it and wanted to showcase myself in a unique light that people don't usually get to see me in. Because, again, people think I'm this really hard-pressed person that demands everything out of everybody, and that's not true. I mean, people think that's the case, but for me, I wanted to show a different side of me. I wanted people to see that there's more to Bryson than what just meets the eye, what they think meets the eye. And also, I would say from a slope perspective, it was nice getting to see the greens and how slopey they were. That was kind of fun. I will say that the green speeds were 11, so it didn't really relate to here, and the super huge slopes didn't, and the altitude adjustment didn't help very much. So not really much I can relate to that, but it was certainly fun to get give a lot back to charity, and also just play a fun round of golf with some amazing athletes.
Our next question is from Steve, please.
Bryson, how's it going with your caddy? And what are the unique challenges being teamed up with him for the first time at a major championship on a links course?
Yeah, it's certainly throwing him into the deep end, like I showed on my Instagram post. He's okay with it. He loves it. We've been doing really good together. It's provided me an opportunity to be in a different state of mind with Brian. He's a different individual and a very hard worker, somebody that I have high regard for and respect for, as well as Tim. I would say that he's still learning the ropes a little bit, which is expected on any end when you have somebody new that's really never caddied before. But I wanted somebody on the bag that I could trust just as much as I did with Tim, and I think that's why he fit the place so well. It's going to take probably a few weeks, but so far he's done super well, and I'm super proud of him for taking this role.
Thanks, Stuart. We'll pass back to the room now.
Okay, I think we've got time for 2 more questions. Matt, if we start with you, and then Neil, just in the bottom right.
Hi, Bryson. There's obviously a lot of talk about the funkiness of the fairways and the rough this week, but earlier on you did just mention the avoidance of 3-putts. Is that a reference to the fact these are quite severe greens on the open rotor?
Yeah, they're definitely severe, and you have to make sure you're in the right areas relative to the pins. There's a couple low areas that you can get yourself into that you're hitting up 15 to 20% slopes, and that can be quite treacherous and difficult trying to control speed. And then, having 60, 70, 80 footers on certain holes. For us guys over in America, we play on speeds that are around 11s, and these are a little bit under that. And it makes for a little bit of a challenge that we all have to adjust to. And if I can adjust well and do the right things and control speed this week, not 3-putting is going to be a huge key to winning this week.
And another quick strategy question. You referenced Tiger going to the irons off the tee, and you also said that the fairways are currently quite soft. Mm-hmm. If they get fiery at the weekend, is Tiger Woods' approach something that's in the back of your mind to revert to?
1,000%, yeah, no doubt. I think that what he showcased is an awesome ability to play it on the ground and play links on the ground, which is the way it should be played, I personally think as well. Albeit I do something completely different. I have the uttermost respect for that style of play. I think there's certain advantages of hitting it long in certain places, but not everywhere. There's going to be certain holes where there's a lot of wind and you can't really control the golf ball with that type of wind, and where it bounces, how it bounces. So keeping it low and on the ground if it gets firm is definitely something I would utilize. Yeah.
Okay, this will be the last question from the far right.
You always come across as being a super confident person, but some of the criticism you get for being different, especially I'm thinking from Brooks, does it hurt?
Does it hurt what?
Does it hurt you? Does it hurt you personally?
Well, I think it makes it emotionally a little more difficult to, I would say, resolve that, because, in my heart of hearts, I really think I'm a great person and a really good person to be around, a kind person to be around, and it's sometimes difficult, but at the end of the day, you can just keep doing what you're doing. And I think that's why, for me, I've done a lot on social media, done a lot of YouTube series
that has just showcased myself in a different light because I want people to see that side. I think there's a lot of greatness to that, and you know, also humbleness to that as well, like showcasing that I am human, and I did start pretty much from nothing. My parents were nice enough to give their whole lives to help me play golf, and you know, I played at a public golf course and country club every once in a while when I got the chance, but you know, it was humble beginnings, and I hope people can realize if you work hard enough, you can be successful in life. So that's really my goal, and yes, at times it can be difficult, but at the same point in time, I just got to keep pressing forward.
Okay, we'll bring things to a close there. Bryson, thank you very much for your time. Very good. Best of luck this week, and thanks everybody else for joining.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.